Come on, Zo. Come on, Zo. Come, jump. What's going on? What's up? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Internet? Checking in for another segment of the late night show, Zo. Don't do that with me. Checking in for another late night segment of the late night show with Dr. Kojo. I'm your host, Kojo. This is my dog, Zo Shiesty. We're checking in for what was a beautiful day here in sunny Southern California, coming live to you from Los Angeles. And we're going to be talking about 3 similarities between ADHD and autism. It's going to be a real fun live. It's going to be informative, educational. Hopefully we can get the community going. A little bit of Q&A in between. You know how I do it. I got my 3 things I want to talk about, but I do get off topic from time to time. But let's go ahead and get started. Use the comment section to let me know what your name is and where you are checking in from. And let's get to it. This is my little blurb. And then we got Shiesty here. Nikhat Shah. Thank you so much. My dog right here. She's so possessive. Zo. Whenever I come home, she won't let me. I love this dog. Oh my goodness. I love this dog. Dave says, good. I really need to hear this. Yes. Similarities between ADHD and autism, because a lot of times sometimes people think that they're the same. They're not the same. A lot of people have both. And if you have both, then you'll relate to this video. So we'll be talking about 3 key similarities between ADHD and autism. So I'm very grateful for your attention, Daisy. Zo, we let me do the show. We got Jess checking in from Indiana. Daisy, where are you checking in from? We got Ball Shabo checking in from Virginia. Okay, thank you so much. Virginia in the house. Okay, Virginia showed up tonight. Hillary, what's up? We have by hearing and hearing by from the Great Pacific Northwest. Okay, what's going on? West Coast in the house. Indiana in the house. Welcome, Bree. Aisha, what's up? Kari, what's up? Virginia again in the house. Wow, okay, so Virginia showed up big time today. It's 1:18 in the morning. My ADHD brain won't let me sleep. I'm in the UK. Okay, well, hopefully you learned something from this live stream if you're able to stay up for a little bit. We got Carrie from New York. We got Rain Elias from the Pacific Northwest. Okay, North Carolina in the house. Take your shirt off. Twist to the left. Lexington, Virginia in the house. Found this by accident. Well, I'm happy that you're here. You came by accident and you stayed on purpose, so I appreciate you. Heather checking in from Ohio. Okay. We got Trish checking in from Texas. Trish, what's up? Stacy checking in from Iowa. All right, everybody checking in. That's exciting. We got Oreo Princess. That's a cool name. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh. My Tennessee Titans play your Steelers tomorrow, so I hope y'all lose tomorrow because that means that my team wins. But I hope y'all win the rest of y'all games outside of the playoffs if y'all play us. Katie from Lawrence, Kansas. Katie, what's up? We got Cameron from Texas. Cameron, welcome to the live stream. Welcome. I just like rubbing my hands. I don't know. Somebody asked me if this is stimming for me. I don't know. This, maybe this is my version of stimming. I just like doing this. I don't know. I just like doing it. It could be stimming, I guess. Jewel, welcome back. We got Sierra Parker from Washington State. Sierra, what's going on? We got Kristen from Matamoros, Pennsylvania. Kristen, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Sonia from Australia. Sonia, welcome to the live stream. What type of dog you got there? Or is that even a dog? It might be like a statue. I enjoy it, but the Steelers got to take it. Well, hopefully it's a good game, but I hope that the Steelers win. I mean, the Titans win. I didn't mean to say that. I hope that the Titans win. I'm sorry. I do that when I'm cold. I'm not cold. I just like to do this. Power generation. Okay. California in the house. I put my normal non-Halloween. Oh, it's all good. Whatever profile pic you have, it's all good. We're learning today. We're having fun. We're having fun. So let's get into it. The first thing is sensory issues. Mariella from Houston. What's up, Mariella? Welcome back to the stream. Similarities between people who have ADHD and autism. Sensory issues. This is probably, in my opinion, because we go off of evidence-based information. So there's nowhere in the DSM-5, which should be somewhere there. There's nowhere where it says like, oh, this is the main This is the main similarity between these two. But in my opinion, if it means anything, this is the biggest similarity between ADHD and autism. Jewel, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I like to think that I'm doing a good job. I'm doing an okay job. Sandra says having both ADHD and autism as well. Yeah, but a lot of people have both. A lot of people have both. When I say sensory issues, what are we talking about? Can anybody guess? Sensory issues, how things feel, how things sound, how things look, how things taste. The texture of food can throw you off. A lot of people with ADHD just don't like the texture of certain foods, and this is something that I used to hate avocado. I just used to hate just the taste of it. I was like, I've learned to be able to eat it because I cleaned up my diet. So I'm like, all right, avocado is healthy, I'll eat it. But the texture of food, grits, from the South. So like we eat grits in the South, but it took me a while to get used to grits. I was like, or like when like my mom would say, Kojo, come and eat. And like she puts the oats out there and leaves it there for too long. When the oats get cold, it's like just like I can't put it in my mouth, and as as a African kid growing up, ADHD doesn't exist, autism doesn't exist, right? So you'll get punished for not wanting to eat your food. So that's why it's important that we educate, because a lot of parents, who hopefully they're watching this, they may have kids who are autistic or have ADHD, and they may not want to eat their food because the texture of the food is going to throw them off, right? And at least how I grew up, like my parents didn't know, so I don't hold it against them. If anything, I'll get my mom and dad, we'll laugh about this today. We'll just laugh and have a good time. But they didn't know. So it's like, hey, we have food at home. We're not going to eat McDonald's filet of fish. You better go home and eat that grits. You better eat your cream of wheat. And they didn't care whether I liked it or not, right? So that's why it's important to talk about these things, because, and especially for, I've seen this a lot with young autistic kids, when they're forced to eat foods that they don't want to eat. That's how you normally have a temper tantrum. Like you force them to eat this food and they're like, I don't like it. And the parents are like, hey, this is all we can afford. You better eat this food or you're going to go hungry. And they're like, but the way you prepare the food, it sounds like the kid is being picky, but really there's just this aversion where it's like, nah, I'm going to need something else. I'm going to need something else. I'm going to need something else. Right. Erica, miss you too. Erica, what's up? What's up? I appreciate you. Officially diagnosed after 10 years of asking doctors for help. I feel so much better, and even my mood is changing. Your videos help me. Emily, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. These comments make my day. I'll give you the first love of the show. And anytime I get these comments, it makes me feel really good. So thank you so much. My parents punished me around food, and it only made things worse. And Red Lego, if your parents were like mine, they did not know what. They just didn't know. So sometimes I know it's hard for us, but as we're growing up, we have to realize that our parents, like, let's say your mom is 44. Your mom has never been 44 before. She's been 43 and 23 and 33, but this is her first time at this age. Our parents are learning how to parent as we're growing up, so hopefully the next generation will do a much better job. But at least in my end, I don't blame my parents. They just didn't know. And Daisy says, yep, food, fabric, and my husband's loud. Daisy, hold up. Your husband's loud bass voice. So, and this is definitely something that could be a sensory issue, but y'all are married. So I'm just curious how y'all are married and you're making this work. This is like a little side mission to just figure this out. But yeah. Oh, textures of clothing. Oh, Mickey Ficky, the textures of clothing. And a lot of times what you'll see with, and you don't have to be neurodivergent. You can just have sensory issues. A lot of times we'll remove the tag at the back of, see, I have no tags. I don't normally have tags on the back of my clothing. And it sucks because sometimes you'll take it off and then I'm like, I want to take this shirt back, but I can't take it back because I had to take it off because it rubs up against the back of my neck and it's super uncomfortable. So yeah. I hate the texture of mushrooms amongst many other things. I can feel you on that one. Oats, yeah. See, sometimes like ew, oats. Being overwhelmed by sound, smells, or just being triggered by something using one of your senses. Yeah, and look, Aisha, it can really be overwhelming. It can really be overwhelming. And one of my proudest days in my life is when I finally had the courage to stand up to my mom and tell her that when she would like chew gum and she would smack it, like it made me want to pull my hair out. And when I told her, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Mom, I'm sorry I had to bring it up." But like she would chew the gum and she didn't know it, but she'd be like, and I'd be in the corner like, "Oh." And I just went through this for years. And one day I was like, "Mom, please, please, please," like it just made me feel away. So yeah, it can be very overwhelming. Renata, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Renata Teixeira. The Braves used to have a player called Mark Teixeira, so that's how I know how to pronounce that name. My kid has sensory disorder. Even this is a sign of the toilet flushing. Oh yeah, Carly, I've heard that a lot. Because when you flush a toilet, there's a certain sound. There's a certain sound you get when you flush a toilet. We all yeah, no, that's a good one. That can be quite disturbing. Didi says, "I hate smacking. I hate when people chew with their mouths open. They look like cows chew cud." I'm not a fan of smacking either. It's very difficult for me. I have terrible misophonia. I either have to leave the room or wear headphones. No, this is a real thing. And a lot of times, sensory issues can run deep. It could even interfere when you and your partner or you and your spouse at night, when y'all are having Mickey Ficky time, you're trying to do your thing, but sometimes people get distracted, or sometimes like you might be, having, your adult time, and then like the sound of the fan is like, and at some point, you might have to just pause and be like, all right, let's just run this back. Let's just pause and let's pause because I just can't, right? And your partner, if they're not neurodivergent or they don't know what's going on, they could be like, what's wrong with me? And it's not that anything is wrong with you, but it's just a lot. I used to suck the juice from meat dinners and spit on the plate. Was chastised for wasting food or being a picky eater. Now I don't eat meat. I'm happy not to. Okay, well, you were able to turn it around. But yeah, a lot of kids are labeled as picky eaters. Lights kill me, so do high-pitched or loud noises. Tags are debating my existence. I've left work to buy, and wow. Okay, wow. I believe that. I've left work to buy a new T-shirt because mine was itchy. I can believe that. Casinos are too loud. I can't do turtlenecks because I feel like I can't breathe. I had to learn how to wear turtlenecks. All right. So this is why I'm getting like goosebumps right now on my skin because like I hate the texture of pineapple. It makes me get goosebumps. So this is why I love doing this live stream, because it makes me feel like I feel seen, because like I had all these little weird things I didn't like, and to see that a lot of people go through these things is very accommodating, because people don't talk about it, right? This is very specific, but the feeling of two pieces of styrofoam rubbing together makes me physically cringe. Oh, give me some more of these. Give me some more of these. Let's keep going. My oldest has ADHD, but I see some autistic traits. She rarely seems excited. She's been shy in new situations and always sensory seeking. Oh, Jenna's for 8 years. Oh, wow. Okay. That's super cool. That's super cool. Oh, when your husband yells. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. When your husband yells. I hate. Y'all hear that? So I live in LA, and we hear ambulances all the time, and like I hope everything is okay, but you'll hear planes flying to LAX all the time, and sometimes the sounds will it'll throw me off, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll have to put some headphones on. And sometimes when I'm recording videos for you all, like those sounds will be just going off, and I'm like, but then I live in the city, so I have to get used to that. I wrote I hate pancakes in my bed sheets when I was 8. Yes, I got in trouble. Hated the pancakes because of the texture. Okay, wow. I've never seen that one before. I've never seen that one before. But that's tough because I love pancakes, but I know what you mean, because they have a specific, like pancakes and waffles have like their own texture to it. Sirens bug me too. Yeah, same here, Lexi. We'll do the water break at 30 minutes, Mariella. I worry that some of my weird texture and sensory issues are starting to rub off on my 3-year-old. So Jen, look, I'm not diagnosing you, Jen, but you say it's starting to rub off on your 3-year-old. Maybe your 3-year-old could have some of the issues that you have as well when it comes to sensory things. So not to say that maybe it's rubbing off, it could be learned behavior, but that could also be maybe when they grow up, they'll have similar issues. Um, and through your experience, you can like, point guard them and let them know, oh, like I used to deal with this all the time, and help them feel a little less alone. I can't stand teeth scraping on metal. Oh, same here. Smells are a problem for me. I'm surprised nobody mentioned smells because strong smells can be a thing. Shredded coconut. Just kidding. Lexi, yeah, I'm the same way. The texture of avocado and watermelon too. And it's funny because I remember all the picnics growing up. People be eating watermelon, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not a watermelon person. I can't do overcrowded places like restaurants and stores. I get really overwhelmed with all of that loud music, people talking loud. It makes me feel like my shoulders are higher than my head. And I've seen people. I'll probably react to some of these videos, but I've seen people talk about how they can't really go to concerts, like big public events, because there's just so much noise. And I can imagine that would be very, very difficult. Jessica, Dania, I'm happy you're able to come on this live. I'm happy you're here. My 5-year-old was diagnosed with autism ADHD last year. It made me look into myself, and I've recently been diagnosed with ADHD last month as well. Now I understand why I have certain traits. So glad I looked into it for myself. Jessica, I'm happy you looked into it for yourself as well. And that seems to be the new wave nowadays, where you take your kid in to go get checked out because they're having issues at school, and then they tell you that your child has autism, ADHD, so on and so forth. And as you're talking to the person, they're listening to all the signs and symptoms. You're like, that was me in 2nd grade. Oh, I did that in 5th grade. Oh, that was me all of high school. And then when you go get, tested yourself, you're like, okay. So I also deal with this as well. I think I have more problems with smells and spoiled food. Smell of food I don't like is torture. Renata, I'm the same way. And this is actually sometimes it's actually helpful for me because when I smell spoiled food, that's my reminder to go and like throw the food out because it's been there for like 3-4 months. And if I don't smell that smell, I'm like, well, and then everything is fine. I guess this food is okay, but the bread has been there since March. That's me. I don't know if y'all have any food that's been there since March or January or February, but that's me. I hate mouth sounds. Then when I notice I'm doing it myself, I get anxious. I've also pissed myself off too. Lorianne says, story of my life. Holding on, going to the bathroom until you complete a task. Oof, I do that as well. I would love if my dad pursued an ASD diagnosis, but he's not emotionally ready for that. Red Lego, there's a lot of our parents who are. I saw a TikTok where somebody said that for Christmas, they just want their family to go to therapy. That'd be a good Christmas gift. Because sometimes there's a lot that is undiagnosed, and we just need somebody to point it out for us. Kendra, what's going on? Kendra's one of our moderators. She's checking in from Pennsylvania, and she has a newborn. Kendra, how's the baby? Concerts are one of the few loud things I can handle, but I still need to spend a day prepping, and I can't be anywhere near the crowd. And I will say this too. Speaking of sensory issues, when somebody who is autistic or has ADHD does go out there and you go to a concert, right? You go to a Taylor Swift concert because like you like her music, but it's super loud for you. A lot of times it might take you a lot of time to prepare for it. And then afterwards you might have to recharge as well. Cause like you use up so much energy to try and be comfortable. Cause if you're going, you want to enjoy the concert, but like it is pretty super loud. Smells, not so much. Just like most people, I can't stand the perfume cologne. I'm finding that more and more female patients in their 30s who are getting diagnosed as of this year, getting on meds and putting processes in place is life-changing. Oh no, it's I think it's completely life-changing. And that's one of the cool things about what I get to do, because I don't know how else to say it. It's life-changing. I've seen grown men cry. Like I'm 6'3", 210 pounds, but I've seen grown men who are bigger than me, like 6'5", 240. Grown men, big guys. Y'all consider me a big guy probably, but I've seen big grown men cry after taking one pill of Adderall because it quiets down their brain. They're like, oh my gosh, like if I had this, and I've seen grown men reduce to tears. So this stuff is life changing. Oh man, can we talk about the grocery shopping can get overwhelming to the point of panic attacks? Yeah, the only place that I know how to shop for anything without being overwhelmed is CVS, and that's because I work with CVS for almost 2 years now. Other than that, it'd be really difficult to shop. You know, and if I go to a different CVS, I gotta get used to that one. I'm used to like my two main CVSs. And LaFish, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Mental Health Mondays is something that we do a couple times throughout the year. I think I've been on ABC 7 LA 6, 7 times this year. I can't keep count of it, but all of your support is very helpful in allowing us to continue this segment so we can educate the people here in Los Angeles and also around the world. So I really appreciate you. I like tamales, but I can't eat the most texture. All right, I'll read a couple more of these and then I'll get to the second similarity between ADHD and autism. Keep in mind, I be going all over the place, so just bear with me. Bear with me. I like the TikTok sound. I have a 24-hour grocery store. I go at 2 to 4 a.m. So Kelly Rowland. I don't know if this is the real Kelly Rowland, but either way, I used to do this as well when I worked night shift. And for those of y'all who get overwhelmed easily, if you have a 24-hour grocery store. So Kelly, it's funny because your name is Kelly Rowland. But for those of y'all who get overwhelmed, if you're ever able to go into Winn-Dixie or Ralph's or Walmart, wherever you shop for groceries, and you're able to go at 2 a.m. or like much later when nobody's there, it might be one of the most peaceful experiences that you've ever had in your life. Like I'll go in, I'm just listening to like my Eminem. Like it's peaceful. It's peaceful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I used to cry during fire drills because it made me so. I can see that. And schools don't account for kids with sensory issues. They just cut on the fire drill and they just let it ring. Adderall makes my son want to draw. He's never focused on drawing. Yeah, the meds affect people in different ways. I can't still figure this out. Diagnosed at 45. Katie is never 45. 45 is young. When I was 45, I thought that was somebody who was finished. But now that I'm in my 30s, 45, you're young. Yeah, like you haven't even started life. 45 is hella young. Yeah, so you can still you can still get diagnosed at 45 for sure. Leilani, let me see. What did Leilani say? So I don't know if I mentioned, but I said I was gonna go live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you probably missed the announcement. But somebody reminded me that the Titans play on Thursday. And I'm like, oh, no, I can't go live because the Titans play on Thursday. But I was so happy that they reminded me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go live Tuesday. I'm going to go live Wednesday. And I'm going to go live Thursday before the Titans game. So we will be on live stream tomorrow. But it's going to be at 4 p.m. California time, 7 o'clock East Coast, 6 o'clock in Tennessee where you're at. So, yeah, I'm loving this live stream role that we're on. Austin, what's going on? How are we doing? Let me see. What's the best way to go into a store? Only get what you need. I struggle with this so bad. So Jessica, look, when I know the answer to a question, I'll let y'all know. Here's where I would love y'all's tips on this. But what I normally do is when I go into any store, I do one of two things. I either write down everything I need and I go straight for that, or I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I'm going grocery shopping, especially when people are over, like my brothers, and like I need more than just food for myself. I go into the grocery store and I go aisle by aisle. I go up and down. I look for what I need. And then when I pick up something, I'm like, Cody, do I really need this? Or like, do I need this big bag? I might need a small bag because I hate wasting food and money. So I'm like, all right, do I need this? How much of this will I eat in the next 2 weeks? But I go up and down the aisles and I just look for everything. So it takes me a while to go grocery shopping. But I mean, I don't know how to shop in like 10, 15 minutes. I've never done it before in my life. So I don't know. I'm working on chapter 2. Oh, Emily, thank you so much for the support. And I hope your boyfriend also got his book and he's enjoying it. I'm mentally prepared, but if I can't do it, I leave and go home. So, Katie, what was the first part of this? We're talking about shopping or something like that. But I've definitely had times where I don't know if y'all do this, but I'll go into the store. My brother see me do this. I'll go into the grocery store and I'll be looking for something. And I'll go up and down a couple aisles. And after 10 minutes, I just get pissed off. And then I'll order that thing off of Amazon and I'll go home. I'm like, all right, we'll just get paper towels in 2 days from now. Because I'm not going to go up and down the aisles and just frustrate myself even more. I don't eat melon because texture, same. I'm not a melon fan at all. Yeah, the icks. the melon is it for me. I can't shop anymore. I just cannot do it without freaking out, especially Walmart, big places. Yeah, it can be quite difficult. Go to small markets. The smaller, the better. It's so easier. Online shopping. Online shopping has been a big help for me. It's been a big help for me. And let me see. Why do I perform and study better at nighttime? Tyler. All right, so Tyler, I can answer this question for you, but I think, well, actually, I'll answer it. But I think a lot of us here will be able to answer this question. And I'm the same way. I perform and I study better at night because there's less stimuli. At nighttime, like nobody's texting my phone as much. Like I can focus. The lights are not as bright. The sounds are not as loud. I'm not being distracted by a lot of things. And I do feel like it has to do with sensory issues, at least for me. And also, less people are up at night. So that could be why you perform and study better at night. I'm not sure because I don't know you, but that could be why. That could be why. Let me see. Read some of these comments. I do say, all right. So Murray says, I do the same thing down the aisles. Yeah, because I just don't know. Like, I don't know what I need until I see it. So like I have to go up one aisle, and I go down another aisle, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I go down another aisle. I go to another aisle, up. Or if I'm fortunate enough to run into one the employees who work at the grocery store, I say, oh, do y'all know where I can get like the protein powder? Where can I get the protein bars? You know where I can get the cereal? You know where I can get X, Y, and Z? Where can I get bread? And if they point me to it, great. And if they've already helped me out with 3 or 4 things, I'm like, all right, I'll just find the 5th thing myself. And let me see. Started Vyvanse for ADHD and binge eating disorder. Therapist who isn't judging me for my continuing shitty decisions, which are most likely a trauma response. Learning about it, and of course, hyper focusing. Oh, so Katie, you did get help. That's good. That's good. That's a touchdown then. And it's helpful to have a therapist who doesn't judge you for your decision making. And it's funny. And quick story. Y'all know I like to go all over the place. My cousin posted a story on Instagram the other day where he said that he was out of $1,000 because he had self-sabotaged. So I messaged him back to encourage him. I want to lift him up. I said, hey, don't worry. You're going to do this again. You're going to self-sabotage again. And that should be a comforting feeling. You're going to F up again. You're going to mess up again. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to judge yourself. If you understand that this is just a part of life, these things happen. It happened before, it'll happen again. But hopefully it happens, hopefully it's not happening back to back to back, but it's going to happen again. We're humans. We're going to mess up, especially if you have like ADHD, trying to keep up a routine. Like you're going to drop the ball at some point. But what matters is how you feel about yourself when you drop the ball. If you can laugh about it and say, all right, I messed up. It's all good. I'll get them next time. That's all we can do. We can't be too hard on ourselves. We're going to mess up. We're going to mess up. I don't like surprise business in what sense? 28 diagnosed bipolar 2 last year and autism this year. Finally found the right meds. Now we are just finding the right dose. And look, I can tell you have a really good doctor / therapist or whoever diagnosed you, because I would probably say, this is just, once again, my personal opinion. I have to preface what I say sometimes with that, but I would say that bipolar 2 and autism are probably those are the 2 hardest conditions to diagnose, at least for me, in terms of what could be missed, especially bipolar 2. So you're in good hands. You're in good hands. All right, let me see. Online grocery shopping. Yeah, I might need to start doing that. Emails. What's emails about? Is that like an online? I'm not sure what emails is about. I might have to look into that if it makes things easier. How can you manage ADHD naturally? So this right here should be its own show, W. But I'll tell you. Exercise, getting enough sleep, hanging around people who support you and love you, getting away from people who don't. That's very important. You can't be around bad energy. Either distance yourself from them, say, hey, like, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna do my own thing. Or you can tell them to kick rocks. So either way, you have to get away from bad energy. Diet, cutting out processed foods, sugar. I cut all that stuff out this year. I feel great. I feel like I have energy throughout the day. Exercise. I mentioned exercise first, but I'm mentioning it again. And also psychotherapy. Psychotherapy can be very helpful for ADHD. And none of what I just mentioned involves medications. So keep that in mind. And okay, all right. So we are at the 30-minute. We're at the 30-minute marker. So now it's time for the water break. So if somebody can drop in the magic word, we'll get to the water break, and then I'll get to the second similarity between ADHD and autism. So once we get that magic word, we'll go. My family doesn't believe me that I have autism. And Katsia, a lot of Black people don't believe in autism. I hate to say it. As an ADHD, I believe with occupational therapy for social skills, mental therapy, and outsourcing adulting duties like laundry could help me thrive. That's it. That's the answer right there. I don't have to say anything. That's the answer right there. That's the answer right there. That is absolutely the answer. Get occupational therapy, helping out with your social skills, mental therapy, whatever works for you, and outsourcing adulting duties like laundry. Yes, that's the answer right there. You create a world like that, you're gonna love yourself. Very important. Very important. All right, y'all. Cheers. Big cheers. Whatever you're sipping on tonight is fine. Anything works. I like water. I don't drink alcohol. No, I'm not no wine person, but if you got your wine, if you got your chocolate milk, whatever you got, it's time for the water break or a fluids break, whatever. Either way, we do have to get hydrated because we forget sometimes to drink throughout the day. So big cheers, everybody. Let's make sure we get some fluids in. Big cheers. I drink water like a 4-year-old. Big cheers, big cheers. Oh, like Emily said, night meds time. So it is almost 7 o'clock in California. It's almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So this is the perfect time to take your nighttime medications. If your doctor has, if you have nighttime meds and this is the time you're supposed to take it, the water break is the perfect time to take it. So let's get those meds in. Hopefully, even if it's something like Seroquel, hopefully you don't fall asleep on the live stream. Fall asleep after. But if you fall asleep or whatever, it's all good. These live streams will be there in the morning. So I just have to, I got to mention that. I'm Brazilian, and after getting diagnosed with ADHD, I'm starting to think that my Portuguese Brazilian mom is not a strict mom, but autistic. So many little things. Ooh. So she's really attached to a routine and gets very irritable when she has to break away from it. Is that what it is? And look, I have to figure out, side note, but I have to figure out how to dub my content. That's what's coming next. We're gonna dub this content. We're gonna put it in Portuguese. We're gonna put it in Spanish. So I need to be in Portugal. I need to be in Brazil because everybody deserves to learn about this stuff, right? And we're fortunate because we're in the United States. It's not the most perfect country in the world, right? But we do have more access to mental health resources. So hopefully we can get to minority communities in different countries. And I definitely want to go back to Africa when I get a chance and go back to Ghana, my country, and help out my people that way. Took your heart meds. Could see I do what I can. I appreciate you. But you had the answer. What you said up top was the answer. I can help translate. Send an email to my team, assistant@coachosoffer.com. Probably, I don't know when we're gonna start looking to expand the team, but definitely around January. Yeah, we gotta drink water. We gotta drink water. All right, so and Leilani, you're completely right. I need to hydrate more throughout the day. But to be honest, sometimes I don't drink as much as I should because I hate having to go pee all the time. That's part of why I stopped drinking alcohol. You have to pee all the time, and I'll try and hold my pee, and I'm like, Uh, oh yeah, I'm a big kid. I'm a big kid. All right, before I get to the second similarity between ADHD and autism, let me answer this question because I think it can be helpful. So, Tina, about grief, nobody knows what's the right amount of time to grieve. So the smartest psychologist or psychiatrist in the world, or whoever has the most degrees, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's no answer in the DSM-5 for how to grieve. So you have to do it your own way. Don't let nobody rush you. Don't let anybody rush you. However, you have to grieve. You might go years, and then one day or 1 month, you might be overwhelmed with grief over something that you thought you got over. That's fine. However, you have to do it is the right way. And if you think of it that way, then you can absolve yourself of any guilt that you hold on to for not grieving properly, right? And in terms of survivor's guilt, that one's tough. That one's tough. But you have to understand that you can only control you. You can't control anybody else. And you wish people were here with you, and you wish you could alter the situation, but all we have is ourselves, right? All we have is ourselves. All right. Now let me put in the second similarity between ADHD and autism. It took a while to get to the second one, right? That's ADHD, right? It takes a long time to get to something. And one day we have to talk about grief and being neurodivergent, because I think that it makes grieving a little bit more complex. Not that it makes it longer or shorter, but I think it makes it a bit more complex, right? Because we really feel things. If you're neurodivergent, we really feel things like you feel it. And Carly, very, very sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. My thoughts go out to you. And this community, we all have your back. And the way you handle it is the right way to handle it. Whatever you have to do is the right way. And we all support you. All right. We all support you. So just keep that in mind, Carly. The second similarity between ADHD and autism that I've come up with on this list is difficulty fitting in social. Hold on, don't even read it right. Difficulty fitting in socially. I don't like the way that's worded. Having a hard time fitting in social settings. That doesn't look right. I don't like the way that's worded. I'm gonna reword that. Right. Having a hard time fitting in social settings, right? Or fitting in semantics, whatever. It's semantics. Ooh, this is a good ass topic. Moderators, can we just take note of this before I lose track? It's a good ass topic because I have a lot to say about this. But the second similarity between ADHD and autism is having a hard time fitting in, right? You might have a hard time fitting in, social awkwardness, right? Social anxiety. Shelby, what's going on? And you may compensate for this by rehearsing conversations beforehand, or you leave a social situation and you're like, damn, that wasn't my best performance. And whenever this happens, no matter how good you get at social situations, is equally as embarrassing as the first time that it happened. So you might go a long time without this. You might pick up some social skills. And if you fumble again, it can be embarrassing. I remember I was at VidCon, I think 2 years ago, and I went up to this girl. I thought she looked like some creator that I knew. So I go up to her and I'm like, hey, so-and-so, what's up? And she looks at me like she saw a ghost. And I looked at this girl. I'm like, oh, damn, this is the wrong girl. This is not who I thought it was. And instead of me being like, oh, my bad, I confused you for somebody else, I just looked at the girl and I was like, I just walked away. I just walked away. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I never see that girl again in my life. Just because it was so embarrassing. But it can be difficult because you judge yourself socially. And we shouldn't do that because everybody can do something awkward. Like, it's just a part of life. You'll fumble over your words. You'll stumble over your words. You'll make eye contact for a second too long, a half a second, not enough. And it's tough, right? When you talk about social awkwardness, social anxiety at the gym, at work, at school, at church, in recreational set, wherever, it's very difficult. And it's something that I see a lot of people with ADHD and a lot of autistic people struggle with. And this is where sometimes the lower self-esteem comes from. Because if you can't fit in with your peers, you might feel like you're not enough, or you might just feel like you're weird, or you might feel like people think that there's something wrong with you, and it can cut deep. So I think it's very important to you can't judge yourself for this. Cannot judge yourself for this. Lonnie, the next stream will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock California time, 7 o'clock East Coast time, 6 o'clock Tennessee time. Will you summarize the query real this info? I'm having a hard time following along. So, Adrian, let me know a little bit more about how you would like for this to be done, because I have a team who can chop and dice up this content in whichever way. So let me know. We have a team who can do it. I don't know how to do it, but I got a team that can do it. Let me see. Today I give my neighbor her package and she said thank you. I said thank you. Now I want to hide for as long as I can until maybe she forgets. And look, here's a quick tip that you could do. Let's say you go through an awkward situation where you feel like you didn't have your best social work. The next time that you run to that person, you could bring it up. I've tried that before. It really helps. You can bring it up and say, oh, look, Tyler, or is it she? Like, oh, Maria, last time I gave you your package, I said thank you when you said thank you. It was kind of weird. And they'll probably be like, oh, it's fine. It is what it is. But you can bring it up so that way it's cathartic for you. You can just bring it up, Kind of like when you're giving a presentation in school, or if you're doing stand-up comedy, a lot of y'all might not do that, but like we're trained in class, like when we're doing stand-up, if you're nervous, you can just say, I'm really nervous right now. That's your truth at the moment. And a lot of times the embarrassment comes from trying to like be smooth or try not to make a mistake. You try so hard to not make a mistake that you end up making a mistake, right? So it can be quite difficult. Let me see. Always been the black sheep in friends in every group, while never fitting in any of them. And this right here is something that I've heard a lot from people who are neurodivergent. Just feel like they never fit in, And it sucks, right? Because you feel like your friends are like smoother and cooler, or you feel like your friends are where you should be, and you are where you are, but you should be somewhere else. But if you find a tribe of people who also have these quirks about them, they also do some of the weird things that you do, not only will that make you feel more empowered, it'll allow you to hate yourself less because you realize that you're not alone and it's just a human thing. I never realized how much I scripted until after my autism diagnosis. Yeah. And what does this do to you, right? Let's say you're autistic and you have to rehearse every single conversation. What does that do to you? It makes you tired over time, And if every time somebody asks you a question, it feels like a test, like it takes so much brain power to just be social. So the tendency to want to just be in the house and just kick it and just be to yourself becomes very appealing when you get burnt out very easily. I feel like I have two modes: awkward nerd or social butterfly, giving an Emmy with stand-up comedy. I like this, but look, what's wrong with being awkward? But from what I've seen, I feel like as guys we have this easier, right? So let me take myself for example, right? If let's say I'm in school, college, 12th grade, whatever, high school. If I'm the awkward nerd, I can work with that. Like, oh, that's cool. He's an awkward nerd. If I'm a social butterfly and I'm making everybody laugh, oh, we can work with that. But then when you're a lady, when you're a woman and society expects certain things of you and you find yourself being awkward, then you're like, like I'm not like, and most women know what I'm talking about. Like, especially when you're in situations where something's expected of you. Let's say you're especially high school. I think it's very challenging for teens, especially in high school. Like in high school, the type of girl you have to be to fit in with like, a certain crowd of people. Like everybody wants validation. Everybody wants attention. There's a certain type of girl that gets attention from the guys and how she dresses, how she talks. Like that type of girl is not awkward. She's a cheerleader. She's whatever. Everybody loves her, but she seems to be smooth and unflappable. So when that's your standard of what I should be like socially, and you feel like you're awkward or you don't fit in, it can be very challenging for your self-esteem. So you got to keep that in mind. Oh, somebody drop a super chat. How does that work? I'm not sure how that works, but I appreciate that. If there's a, let me see. Oh, Lonnie, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We have YouTubers coming in as well as the people on Facebook. So I appreciate you, Lonnie. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll let my team teach me how that works because I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how this works, but I appreciate that. And Lonnie says, being a black man is hard. How do you deal? Look, I have to go to, I got to talk to my psychiatrist too. I got to go to therapy as well. It's hard. It's hard. And sometimes people will ask me, like, isn't it tough to be black and, like, you have this big mental health brand and, like, all these followers and, like, what do people expect of you? And yeah, it's very difficult. But what helps is not being worried about other people's opinions of you. You got to focus on what you want to do. And that's something that's learned over time. What did Lonnie say? Let me see. Can you read everything in chat? I can't speak up. Let me see what Lonnie said, because Lonnie dropped a super chat. Society doesn't accept my disability. What's your disability? I hate the people in power. I want to manage myself. We're only human. No hate, no war. God's guiding me. And I will say this about I try so hard not to make mistakes, but I'm being accepted. No. So look, Lonnie, this is for everybody who's watching. We all need acceptance. We all need validation. So please don't feel bad for needing validation. Everybody needs validation. All right. Everybody needs it. If you, let's say for the next year, nobody tells you that you're smart, kind, pretty, funny, or handsome. If that happens to all of us for a year, you're going to start questioning it, like, damn, like, something wrong with me? Like, not even like the old lady at the grocery store, like, nobody is like complimenting me. It's going to feel really weird, so don't judge yourself for that. The classic for me is someone says, I do this all the time. I do this all the time. I just tell people I'm being awkward. And so this works out a lot. Shelby, just saying I'm being awkward, like it relieves you of the pressure of having to be like, oh, I got to be a certain way. Just tell folks, hey, I'm being awkward. And you actually know what's attractive and what's confident. One of the most attractive things that you can do, especially if you're neurodivergent, is when you catch yourself being awkward or whatever, just lean into that. So if Shelby's like, oh, I'm just being awkward, and people be like, why don't you feel embarrassed by being awkward? And she's just living her life like, yeah, I'm awkward. People like, yo, like, okay. Oh, okay. I guess that's cool. I guess that's cool, right? My first dream was to be a comedian. It got beat out of me real fast by Pierce's family. Red Lego, this makes me very sad. I hope that you hit an open mic sometime soon and pursue your interests. And especially for those of us who are neurodivergent, when we have interests, like, we get very passionate about it. We get very passionate. I really hope we get a chance to do this. I always felt like an ugly duckling, but when I found out I had ADHD, I was like, oh, you're an evil. That's hilarious. That's funny. Right, like Charlotte says, everyone feels awkward sometimes, but it's very empowering. Just lean into it. Well, I can't say just lean into it because it can be difficult to do that, right? Brett says, I'm awkward. I love lamp lights. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, everybody, go ahead and actually, yeah. So what we're going to, Lonnie, it's like you're reading my mind right now. What we're going to do is, before I drop in the third simulator between ADHD and autism, drop in the chat something that you do that's awkward or something that you think is weird. I do think awkward is the new sexy. But once people start taking our thing, then it's like, it's not sexy no more. But drop in the chat one weird thing that you do. I'm going to drop mine in the chat. So you can judge me if you want, but one weird thing that I do is I like the smell of gasoline. I don't know where that comes from, but I just like the smell of gas. It's kind of, I hope somebody else feels that way, but if you don't agree just to agree. If that's actually who you are, then yeah. And look, when it comes to stand-up comedy, just you have to go into open mic and just throw it out there. And I promise you, somebody's gone through that same experience. Like, you not chasing your dreams makes me sad. So please do it. I rub my feet together like a cricket when I try to fall asleep. Picky feeling things. Okay. I love the smell of gas. Tavisha, I see you. Thank you. Thank you. I do too. And sharp. Oh, so I used to smell Sharpies in school. I used to smell I used to put hand sanitizer in my hand and just smell it. I don't know what that says about me. I look I like the smell of nail polish remover too. This is some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie, but look, I like it. Like my sisters would leave it around, and I'd be like, hmm. I love the smell of pipe glue. I like that too. When I stim, I meow like a cat and click my tongue. I think that's hilarious. That's dope. I'm obsessed with Willie Nelson, and I often overshare about it. That, that's dope as hell. I love the smell of gasoline. Thank you, Austin. I cut social conversations short. Okay. I put lotion all over my body every day, like my skin needs it. Okay. Making jokes to alleviate tension in the room. I do that as well. I tell people they're cool, suave, and sexy. I'm nervous. See, that right there that's a punchline right there. All these things have some form of alcohol or acetone in them. There's a common factor. Ah, Carly, yeah. Okay. So I like the smell of alcohol slash acetone. I learned something about that. I have to put socks and shoes on if I want to get any chores done. Ah, I also have to do that sometimes. And look, right now, I'm not gonna pick up my socks because my socks are comfy. But I'm in the house. I'm wearing Vans. But like I probably needed to wear these shoes to get on the live stream, and I still got on the live stream a little bit late. I have to tinkle do anything. I listen to the same song over and over and over again when I'm working on a task. Uh do you ever get superstitious with songs? Because I'll do that. Like I before like a high pressure situation or like before I go up and do stand-up comedy, I'll listen to Hustler's Ambition by 50 Cent. It's just a weird thing. Like anytime I listen to that song, I never bomb. So I love guacamole, but I'm borderline afraid of avocado. How does that work? That's interesting right there. I twiddle my toes to the rhythm of music. I feel that. Race gas while revving my supercharged jet ski. That's super cool. And look, Brett, before my electric bikes were stolen in LA, I would take my electric bike and I would like not do like a full on wheelie, but like I do some dangerous stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It gave me like a thrill where I'd be on this bike and I'd be, you hit the throttle, you just like zoom through Ventura Boulevard. And sometimes I think that maybe God allowed my bikes to be stolen so that way I wouldn't get hurt. Because I did fear that I would get seriously hurt on those bikes, and people do get hurt on them. But that was my like thrill, like that was my dopamine seeking behaviors. I can't stand the smell of all food. Of all food, it's interesting. I have a full list of hype up songs. Eminem sing for the moment. Yeah. Now I have a playlist for that as well. Brett, you gotta keep it 100. I love it. And look, when I don't think I'll buy another bike in LA because buying a bike in LA makes you a target. But whenever I decide where my East Coast home will be, more than likely it'll be Nashville. I'll buy some bikes and leave it over there, and then I'll be cruising down the Tennessee streets, doing wheelies. But I'll wear a helmet. I'll be safe. I'll be safe. That's why I don't own a motorcycle. I have to be, yeah, and I'll have to be safe. But like, if by that time, let's say I have a kid or something like that, when us as guys, when we have kids, we become a little smarter. Oh, I appreciate that. Things happen. Things happen. So I can hear electricity. I think I know what you're talking about. Like when lightning strikes, or I think I know what you're talking about. Feeling like a specific spot needs to be touched. Is that part of autism, or should I look into OCD? It could be either. So OCD is like obsessive compulsive disorder, right? So you're having some type of compulsion. You're having some type of obsession, and you have to do an action to like relieve the anxiety. So could be either. Just what the electric bikes. And look, I just want to say disclaimer. I'm not advocating for you all to go on bikes and just like, because I do believe that it can be kind of dangerous. So yeah, just let's be a little safe with that. Charlotte, you should absolutely do it. You should do it. If you understand, you should please do it. Your encouragement is wiring the seed. I'll try to go to open mic sooner rather than later. Red Lego, please do it. Please do it. I like the smell of gasoline. Thank you, Cameron. The smell of roadkill while going out of town. Isn't that weird, AF? I'm also obsessed with metrology since the age of 5. Nothing weird about that. Nothing weird about that. I have to. Okay, so I already read that. Let me see. I can hear a TV. Oh, so, all right, and look, this is one of my favorite live streams of the year, and this is why. I'm not sure if I posted before, but I want to be more intentional about knowing more about the community outside of your diagnosis. Oh, Lonnie, take care. Hopefully, if you're leaving, hope you come back tomorrow. I hope I see you back on the live stream. But I do appreciate you being a part of this community. But to the point I was making, I want to be more intentional about learning more about the community outside of just a diagnosis, because this is so interesting to me. Like, you can hear TV that's on mute. So like now I need to know more about this. This is very interesting. A TV that's on mute. I think that's interesting. Lonnie, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I will talk to my assistant and let him ask him how that works. But thank you so much for the 2 super chats, Lonnie. I appreciate you. We're back on live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. California time, 7 East Coast time. So hope to see you there. And even if you don't come on at that time, all these live streams will be recorded. So keep that in mind. Let everyone. All right. See you, Lonnie. And Jared says, sneaking on to listen to your stream at work. All right, Jared, we're not going to tell your boss. Charlotte, I appreciate you. And yeah, hopefully you can learn something from it. I don't know English anymore once I know the lack. I have to watch stuff with subtitles all too. I can smell cockroaches. That's hilarious. I like that. I listen to true crime while doing chores. Layla, so I feel like I'm the only person who doesn't like true crime, but a lot of it has to do with doing forensic psychiatry for a year and a half. So like that was my life. I had patients who did a couple of true crimes, so I didn't want to like bring work home. My partner just bought a Ducati. We have an 8-year-old. They'll always get smarter. I like the smell of pine sol too. I like the smell of pine sol too. Oh, okay. All right. To what Katie was saying earlier, that makes sense. Lonnie's appreciate you, Lonnie. I can't listen to R. Kelly, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. So look, a lot of people say this, and if people aren't able to separate the musician from their work, it makes complete sense to me. When I was a child, I love the smell of gas and glue. I don't like. Oh, you switched up on us. You switched up. When I clean my house, I watch Hoarders to Help. Austin, I like this. Oh, this is so funny. I like this. This is super cool. That's funny. That's funny. I just love sitting on the floor. I don't like furniture. So Shelby, I'll say this about this, right? So, and I love to lay on my stomach on. All right, so this sounds really like my ex girlfriend, but I have to bring up this point. The worst thing that I've ever said in a relationship was to my ex girlfriend. Like we had, there's that joke where I talk about having an autistic ex girlfriend, and I was still Dr. Kojo. I had already graduated, but for whatever reason, I said this, right? I remember her sitting on the floor. She sat on the floor one day, just out of the blue, and I wasn't thinking. I don't know what was going through my mind, and all I just went. I was like, "Why are you sitting on the floor? That's so disgusting." And it really hurt her feelings. And she brought that back up later on. And after the fact, I was like, I'm like, damn, I wish I could take those words back, you know? Because like that was how she got comfortable. And for some reason, I just said that, and I was like, that's a pretty shitty thing to say. Even after we broke up, I remember like apologizing to her about that. I felt really bad about that. But sitting on the floor, that's I'll sit on the floor right now. So like we live and we learn. Yeah. Bad coach, bad coach. I gotta do better, right? I gotta do better. But sometimes you're just talking and you're like, like, what am I saying? Relations are hard, and there's nothing wrong with sitting on the floor. But I don't know. For whatever reason, somebody may have peed in my Cheerios that day because that's not like me to say that. But I was like, that's kind of dirty. Yeah, Brett, it definitely slipped. That was not like me to say that. It definitely slipped. Floor sitting or laying on the floor. I used to even nap on the floor. And look, I used to nap on the floor too, but for whatever reason, I just I don't know. I messed up. Floor time acts as a physical reset. All right. So who here likes to sit on the floor just randomly? It looks like it's a thing. Lonnie, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Do better. Always be your best if your dreams you. Yeah, I could have done better. I could have done better. So Shelby is forgiving me, so I can forgive myself. So I love the show to myself. Why is the flag next? What flag? I'm lost, Alana. I think for me, it's the voice of the true crime narrator. Oh, okay. That makes sense to me because when true crime is being narrated, it's like I do like that part though. I do like that part though. I love sitting on the floor. Brett, I appreciate you. Thank you. I like to sit in my closet because of my childhood trauma. Oh, okay. It's my safe space. It's funny because you never know. Like a lot of times, like the body keeps a score, and sometimes things that we do, it does go back to our childhood. I hide under the sheets when I get overwhelmed. All right, so everybody sleeps on the floor. Cool. I'll come home from work and sit on the floor for like an hour. All right, so everybody sleeps on the floor. You can always repair. Oh, you can, but if you're talking about my ex, she's married now. So, but I'm happy for her. That's really cool for her. She wanted to be married. In the South. I don't know if y'all are from the South, but in the South, like if you're 28 and you're a lady, you're not married. Like some women will say you're finished. And here, like in Los Angeles, people don't get married till like 35. So it's just really different. Different cultures. Congratulations, you're getting married. Congrats. Megan, I've not read that book, but I need to read it. Everybody tells me to read that book. I keep referring to it like I've read it. I also hide under my comforter when I'm really overwhelmed or go hide somewhere. I might start doing that when I'm overwhelmed. I might, and like a lot of guys, I'm sure there's guys who do that, but they may not admit it. Wow, I had a whole bed and make a pallet and sleep on the floor. Okay. And sometimes these are like the little things that are like our quirks or whatever. It's perfectly fine. For me, I love to sleep on the couch. I spend many nights on the couch. And I was talking to the guys about this. And they're like, Coach, why don't you like to sleep in your bed? I'm like, I don't know. I just like the couch. And they were like, how many girls do you bring over? I'm like, that could be it. But no, that's not it. I've been focused as of late. So, but no, I just love the couch. Like tonight, I could sleep on the couch. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I can work from the couch. I should probably learn to sleep in my bed again. I should learn. I go inside the bathroom with lights off when I'm overwhelmed. Okay. Lonnie, thank you very much for the super chat again. Your ex-girlfriend probably put you on the couch for making fun. She may have. Maybe I forgot that. Ever go to someone's house and sit on the floor and think they think it's weird? So Sean, for me, I've never been comfortable to sit on somebody's floor. But if I felt comfortable to sit on somebody's floor, I probably would do that. And one day maybe I should do a live stream where I'm just sitting on the floor. I don't know. Teach me how to sit on the floor. Did I miss something? Facebook chat can merge. How does that work? Can Facebook chat merge? I'm using StreamYard right now. If there's something that I can learn, I would love to know how to learn that. Going back, yeah. And look, things like this, it's so, and that's why it's important to talk about, like, of course, like the topic we have tonight. It's important to talk about things like this because let's say you're going barefoot around the house because it helps you out, and your partner doesn't know like how you are. They might be like, this person's weird, or like they might like make you feel bad about it. But if they knew, okay, this is just how this person operates, it can make you feel much better, right? And there is a point in any relationship where I do believe that you should start talking to your person about these things. At what point specifically, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But at some point, I'm not talking about you just met the person on like Hinge and it's like your second time ever seeing them. No, you don't want to get too deep then and tell them about like, how you are. But like as you start to build that rapport, it can be helpful to talk about these things. Oh, Megan, congratulations. Congrats. And there's nothing wrong with getting married in your 30s as a woman, or and society expects you to like whatever. We don't follow society's rules around here. Back to weddings I could do. I sometimes get excited and either yell or shake my hands or jump, or all three. 100% when dopamine has been activated. I do this too, especially during football games. That's why I can't be on live stream and watch a football game because my language won't be I won't use good language. 39. And look, Lonnie, you're getting married at 39. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Let me see. For the water break. Well, all right. Well, go ahead and just drink a little bit of water if you need to. But not too much, so I don't have to pee. I'm 6 foot tall, always more comfortable sitting on the floor. I also read that it can help put those around you at ease when you're at a lower level versus standing. Oh. So this I learned this in acting class. It's a real thing. Like if I'm 6'3", so I'm taller than you, but let's just say Catherine is standing up, right? And I'm sitting down, right? And I'm talking to her like, the person who's up high could be more at ease. That's interesting. I never thought about that. All right, so Lonnie, thank you for super chat. How do you do the the chat's merged on my end. Oh, what you're saying is you can't see the chat on Oh, I never knew that. Can y'all see the chat? Can Facebook people see the chat on YouTube and vice versa, or no? Weighted blankets. Thank you, Angie. Weighted blankets. I thought it was only me. I love going to the bathroom when I feel overwhelmed. See, and that's the cool thing about seeing that other people do this as well. I explained many times. My husband just doesn't understand. What was the earlier thing you said? Tammy J. Hate socks, but love socks is a thing. Oh, yeah. Let me know any way that we can make this stream better. Like I'm down. The sofa, I had no idea it was a stimming thing. I'm 45 and from the South, and thank God I'm not married. And look, Kimberly, it's way better to be single and happy than to be married to the wrong person. Like there's so many people who are like, I want to get married. I'm like, I wish y'all could just read my DMs, see the hundreds of messages I get every day from people who are stressed out in their marriages. Marriage is not a bad thing; it's a beautiful thing, but it's better to be by yourself than to be with the wrong person. Like it is. Trust me on that. I just bought your book workbook. I love listening to you. I just got diagnosed with ADHD 41. Ashley, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me see. Put him on the couch. That's funny. From Tennessee, what's up, Kate? How you doing? I waited and found my person. Is worth it. It absolutely isn't. I haven't been on a date in 7 years. Okay. Hey, being by yourself is it can get addictive. How will parasocial relationships change Your advice on how to handle social situations, if it does at all. That's a good question. Uh, Carl, are you talking about from my perspective? Uh, like me to like the community? I think that's what you're saying. I'm not sure. I think that's what you're saying, but I will say that when it comes to parasocial relationships, it's. I mean, look, it'll be weird for me because like my thing is like Carly. Like if I saw you somewhere here in LA, I'll have a whole conversation with you, like as just Kojo, and then you're Carly. We're just talking. But sometimes for those of us who create and make content, we have to realize that like to other people, like they make us a big deal, but it's like I don't see myself as that. Like I think I'm confident in all that, but I don't see myself as like millions of followers and all that stuff. But I do have millions of followers, so it gets a little bit tricky because we're still navigating the social media age and things like that. But uh, for me, it'd still be the same. Social situations, go out there, talk to people, be kind. If I'm awkward around somebody, it is what it is. I have never met somebody like a follower of mine and been awkward. Oh, actually, I take it back. One time. Only one time I met a follower and I was like, I don't want to talk to you right now. And that wasn't because of the follower, but it was because I was at the dispensary. So I was embarrassed that he ran into me at the dispo. And I was like, oh boy. Like it was like about to be late at night. I wanted to go in there and get something that could help knock me out. So I'm out here at the dispensary, me and this follower. We're both buying some type of weed. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to be. This is not where I need to see somebody who's a follower. But they're like, oh, I appreciate your content. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But I was like embarrassed because of where I was. But then once again, the embarrassment is good to talk about it, right? Like, and I made videos about overdoing it when it comes to cannabis at night and boom, 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 and so on and so forth. So I think it's right. So that was awkward for me, and talking through it is the solution, So I will say that. Oh, Lion, thank you for the super sticker. I have to familiarize myself with super stickers, but thank you very much for that. And if you let me see, you started YouTube 2008. Yeah, no, that's the truth. That's the truth. You got to be truthful. I was at the dispensary. I was like, I wish I could like I wanted to like hide. Start YouTube one sub 2008 is let me see. Read past chats you merged, but people on. Lonnie, could you send a email to assistant at kojosarfo.com? And actually, I'll just let John know. John, yeah, sure. You can just send that email when you get the chance. And yeah, and just let Kim take care of that in the morning. I appreciate that. Also, John, one more thing. There's this thing about merging chats on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know too much about it. Can you let me know? Research that and then put it on a daily report. But can you also send a separate email? And a lady named Lonnie will email, and I'll look into it and I'll learn. And let's see if we can get it right for tomorrow's live stream. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you so much. All right, gotta do that so that way I won't forget. My book. Where's this book? 1 second. Let me get the book for y'all. This is a copy of my book right here. Lonnie must be new to the live stream. And Lonnie's been dropping super chats on here and super stickers. I didn't even know how that stuff worked. But Lonnie, can you please email me with the merging of the stuff? Because I don't understand that. But email me with that. Email assistant at kojosarfo.com. But when you email me, also drop in your address or a mailing address, and then I'll sign a copy and send it out to you. I appreciate you. And no, Brett, let me talk about this. They did come out with a generic version of Vyvanse attitude. I forgot. Well, the other name for it is dexamphetamine. But yeah, Vyvanse went generic now. I didn't know that would happen. Did not know. So that's super cool. Lon, let me know if I missed one of your messages up top. I'm 47 and I was married to the wrong person twice. I have a 7-year relationship and I'm not going to marry or live with him because it's a setup for disaster. So, Katie, I hope you keep coming back to these live streams because I have a lot to say when it comes to long-term partnerships, marriage, non-traditional relationships, uh, polyamory. In fact, we have a special guest next week, and we'll be talking about this. But there's nothing wrong with, like, let's say you're in a 7-year relationship with this person and you don't want to marry. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes society, especially like where we come from in the South, they'll make you feel bad for not, for not being married. But please don't live your life to please other people. Let me see. Miss a lot. Let me see. There's a lot of reread and reset chat. People might need a break. How do you take breaks? Is there a way that YouTubers do this? Let me know. So happy it's only $30 now. Oh, the Vivans? That's what's up. Let me see. I like Brene Brown too. And Matthew McConaughey. No, this is a good book right here. Yes, John. Combining the live chats from Facebook, YouTube, TikTok when I'm on live. We didn't go through. Yes, sir. Combining all the live chats, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, any information on that would be very helpful. But Matt, I did some work for his nonprofit. Matthew McConaughey. I should know the name of it. It's very embarrassing, but I read his book Green Lights, and I like that a lot. So just because I gotta check it out. And it says, please don't perceive me out loud. We need to reset. Take a 5-minute break. All right. So Lonnie, starting tomorrow, if people like the idea of a break or whatever, I think when people do breaks, they'll like put something on the screen. And I've been wanting to do that because I want to learn how it works, but I don't know how it works. But we'll attempt to do that tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll attempt to do the break thing. If people like it, if they don't like it, join the Discord, by the way, and let me know your thoughts. Because I'm going to be going through Leilani and Kendra to help me keep this all organized. So if they could drop the Discord information in the chat, that would be very helpful. So, John, one more thing before I drop the third tip. Thank you so much, John. Can you also send me a separate email about this and just flag it for me so that way I don't miss it? Thank you so much. I'm 34 and got married at 32. Yeah. And we will talk about loneliness, Delu, but now you have 75 friends, Delu. Everybody who's here on the live stream, we are all your friends. So I want to make sure that I mention that. All right. The third similarity between ADHD and autism. I'm all over the place. Tomorrow's live stream will be at 4 p.m. California time and 7 o'clock East Coast time. Yeah. Austin, thank you so much for the Austin should be a moderator right now. But yeah, thank you that's a Discord link right there. And we will work on getting the stuff merged. This whole time I thought that y'all could see each other's like comments. Well, that's crazy. Y'all cannot see each other. That's crazy. That's wild. Sure, Carly, make the away screen. I'd love to do. Teach me how to do it. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. I'm down. Teach me, please, Carly. Teach me. Lonnie, teach me. I'd love to learn. And if you want to be friends with Delu, put that in the chat. Okay, I'd love to be. So that way, Delu know that they're supported. If you have another name that you go by, Delu, let us know as well. I'll try to listen on my way to Tampa. Brett, for sure, if you can, we'd love to have you on. We would love to have you on, Brett. Rose Slim Shady, Eminem fan. Lonnie, you're gonna love Austin. Austin is one of our OG people on Facebook Live. So no, I can't see the comments. All right, okay, we'll fix that. This whole time I thought that it was merged. We will fix that expeditiously. I can't. The whole time, the whole time, the whole time, the whole time. Mrs. Doubtfire. All right, so the third similarity, and let me see. I'm watching you on Facebook, and you only see those. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right, cool, 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 cool. Like, thank you so much for the super sticker. Reread again. Reread what? The rest and break. Lonnie, we're gonna do the rest and break starting tomorrow because I don't have an away screen, but tomorrow we will have an away screen and we will make sure we get the rest and break in there. Let me see. Only Facebook. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. You can only see the Facebook comments. Chat. Super sticker. Super stickers are only for YouTube only. Michelle, I'm happy that you're able to catch me tonight. I appreciate that. This and that's weird because we can see the comments. All right, so what's going on is, and I never knew this, so thank you, Carly and Lonnie for letting me know, but the Facebookers can only see Facebook comments, and the YouTubers can only see YouTube comments. So that's quite, because I can see all the comments here, but they come in all kinds of order. Cool, cool, cool. Let me talk about the third similarity between the two, and then I'll just answer random questions for a little bit. Chronic fatigue, right? Chronic fatigue. And where's the chronic fatigue coming from for people who are autistic and people who have ADHD? In my opinion, the chronic fatigue is coming from the masking, the difficulty fitting into social situations, people not understanding you, the work, the extra amount of energy that you have to put into certain things to get it done as compared to the neurotypical person. It's going to be very hard for you to do things, especially with ADHD, right? We know with ADHD, going from one task to the next is difficult. Even completing that one task takes you more, you have to exert more energy. And then going from task to task, there's a delay that is there that is, the gap is wider than it is with neurotypical people. You know, so you find yourself being constantly tired, or it's like you're chasing some to-do list that never, ever ends. And when you get burnt out like that, it's really difficult to sustain anything with that type of a system, right? Or lack of a system. You know, so I think it's very important to recognize that with chronic fatigue, it's going to make you isolate or want to isolate. It's going to make you not be as social, and you might regress on your social skills. Or chronic fatigue is going to make it difficult for you to just do the daily tasks, right? And then we know with ADHD, there's a strong link with depression. So now we put depression with the ADHD, and now everything is harder to do. Harder to brush your teeth, harder to take a shower, you know, harder to use the restroom. Like Emily says, masking is so exhausting. You got mask at work every day. You have to go to work and pretend to be this other person that you're not, you know? It's difficult. Let me see. Rechat, please. ADHD is hyper-focused. For sure. I like reading comments from both of you. Lonnie, are you seeing both? Oh, you're deaf. You go, I did not know that. So I appreciate you for letting me know that. Thank you very much. Did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. We can accommodate for every single thing. Each has separate, but you can bring them. Yeah, I bring them on the screen. Gotcha. Okay. Got it. Deanna, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. You can mod YouTube, not Facebook. Okay. All right. I need to learn how that will work. That'll work. What causes the sleep disturbances with? So, Katie, real good question here. A lot. It can be a lot of things, right? It can be delayed sleep phase syndrome. It can be catching up with things that you thought you were going to do that you're still behind on. Like right now, I'm behind on stuff, but nothing is priority, right? Nothing right now that I have to do after this is priority. So that means that it's almost 8 o'clock here. So I'm still on track. I'm not going to be on too late to, go to sleep. But it is important to try and break up things into priority and like what's priority and what could I put off to tomorrow, right? But there's a lot of things that cause sleep disturbances with ADHD and autism. Sometimes being hyper-focused. We've all been there where we go through a deep dive on our phone and we're watching a video and we're like, Oh, this is so funny. Before you know it, it's 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. and you're super behind. You know, you're super behind. Uh, Deanna, thank you for the super chats. How do we get the super chat comments to automatically show up? StreamYard should be able to like show things a little bit better. Your talk skills are so helpful to those who have other disorders. Deanna, I appreciate that. And also, as I teach, I also get to learn. I learn a lot too. You know, so it's really cool for me to learn different things. ADHD can cause autism. Cheryl, I don't know. I don't believe that it can cause autism. But I respect where you're coming from. If anything, what I see, and maybe this is what you're trying to say, this is important. I want people to get this. What I see more often than not, people will get diagnosed with ADHD and they'll be treated for it. Once that's treated, then if the autism wasn't like noted, then once the ADHD is treated, you can really see the autism like HD because the ADHD is being treated. So is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? And Lonnie, thank you for the super chat. Sleep is always a struggle. No, look, and look, we have to have a live stream on this sleep by itself, Lonnie, because sleep is definitely. And Lonnie, where are you from, by the way? Like what part of the country are you at? But sleep is going to be a struggle for you, like because I used to, people ask me questions. I'm like, oh, sleep could be something you struggle with. The more I think about it, I'm like, just expect sleep to be something that you really struggle with. Just expect it. Just expect it. Because of the way you're wired. So whether you look, I work with CVS. I have melatonin all over the house. Now, look, I'm not telling y'all to take melatonin. Like whatever meds y'all are on, like that's for you. But you have to have a plan for sleep. You gotta have a plan for sleep. Sugar, Shelby, thank you for mentioning this. Sugar, a lot of things can mess up your sleep. Sugar can mess up your sleep. Hyperfocus can mess up your sleep. Marijuana can mess up your sleep. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it can, And when I talked about it previously, I got overly dependent on that because I just need to knock myself out. But it can disrupt your sleep cycle. I'm in a huge denial that I'm having a depressive episode. I'm just tired of being tired. Let me say something about this. So with both conditions that we have right here, so the three similarities, I did not mention depression, but depression is something that you see a lot with ADHD and autism. And when you're having a depressive episode, because this can benefit a lot of people, whether you're in denial or not, give yourself grace and space to be whatever you are. Okay. And then once you start to realize that you might be depressed, right? And you might be depressed if you're Googling on the internet, 5 signs that I might be depressed, right? But once you start to realize that you're getting there, the first thing that I want you to do, this is very important, y'all listen up. The first thing I want you to do is to write a simple schedule. I get up, make my bed, brush my teeth, take the dog out, eat, and I'm okay. Make it super simple for yourself. Make it fun. Say, I get up, take the dog out, I binge watch Breaking Bad. But as the weather is getting darker and colder, we have to have a game plan for this. We can have a game plan for it. We definitely have to have a game plan for it. And Lion, thank you for the super sticker / super chat. Let me see your comments. I wish there could be a way to like organize this better. Right. You don't dream on pot. You don't dream on pot. And a lot of times when you stop, you have all these, some of the dreams that I've had. You have all these vivid dreams. Oh boy. Wolzam, ADHD daughter special needs as well. I appreciate your attention and your daughter and y'all are part of this community now. It's a family. Loneliness is through the roof right now. So we have to lean into each other. This is hitting home for me. I have a 7-year-old with ADHD that the behavioral pediatrician now believe has signs of autism. I don't know what to think. It's so mentally exhausting on my husband and I cannot fathom what my son is going through on a daily basis. So for all the parents out there, don't judge yourself, Cassie. Don't judge yourself. But and it's not coming from bad parenting. A lot of people think that it's not coming from bad parenting. God is not punishing you. I don't believe so. I'm a Christian, but I don't believe so. You know, and it can be draining for you. But as you make these different behavior modifications, and you put your 7-year-old son in the driver's seat, and y'all in the passenger seat, assisting him, life becomes easier for you as you figure out a system. If that makes sense. All right, let me see. My tolerance got too high. Whoa, whoa. All right. Wow. Shelby, how tall are you? You're so small. You got this super tolerance. I wrote my dreams down. They're just your brain shooting off. Your dreams and as it pertains to what, Lonnie? As it pertains to like getting off of marijuana or let me see. Darker and colder means better moods for me. And look, some people do feel better when the weather gets dark and colder. So, and some people actually don't like the summer. So seasonal depression can be very, very interesting. I dream in 3D, not nightmares, but so vivid and real. I don't feel rested. And a lot of people get sleep and they don't feel rested too. I love you too, Lonnie. I appreciate you. And you have a crammed schedule and got burnt out. And look, this is something that, and let me mention this real quick. For those of us who are neurodivergent, especially those of us who have ADHD, a lot of times we put together a cram schedule and we'll get burnt out because we overestimate how much we can do. I tell my parents this all the time. Like, I'm always looking for the simplest way to do things because naturally I'm going to want to cram everything. Like tomorrow, I said we're going live 4 o'clock California time, 7 o'clock East Coast time. I would love to do a million things tomorrow. Like, if my Adderall allows me to like do a million, I'll do it. But you just can't. You're gonna get burnt out, and we have to learn this the hard way sometimes. Quit the elbows. Shelby, I don't know how your tolerance got that strong. Wow, yo, it's like you're from California. Thank you, Lonnie. A service member, and you want to help. Service member. Like former prior service or I have seasonal affective disorder when it's awful good. Yeah, I don't I won't say I have seasonal depression, but I don't like it when it gets darker earlier. Like that's part of the reason why I came to California. I like the sun. Drink water, not soda. Salt, sugar, and look, Lonnie, would you believe that salt and sugar and fat? Well, sugar really ain't good for us at all. But before bed, you're not making it easier on yourself. I'm a lightweight. A 10 milligram will knock me on my butt. That's how most people are. I didn't know that Shelby is such a Shelby, this doesn't make any sense. How are you? I find that's hilarious. Well, some people's tolerance is different. Some people's tolerance is different. Austin's managing Facebook. Yeah, so I will figure out how this works, and I also want to talk to my people at Meta so that we can blast the whole live stream to everybody on Facebook. Like everybody on Facebook should get these live streams, you know. But leave that to me. I gotta take care of that. Making a schedule stresses me out. Well, a simple schedule, Michelle, a simple one. Simple. I'm talking about, like I mentioned earlier, we get out of bed, get the dog out, brush your teeth. And look, if you're sliding into a depressive episode, don't do anything extra than what you have to do. Because you probably have 30% of the energy that you normally have. Don't do anything extra that you don't have to do. That's very important. I find when I overthink and overdo things, I get depressed. And look, we have to talk about depression is not just a chemical imbalance. Depression can be caused by financial issues. It can cause by housing issues. It can be caused by so much. Difference in MG is real. Yeah, but some people's tolerance is just high. I've had some positive results with magnesium. So speaking of magnesium, and look, guys, a lot of y'all are new to my platform. I don't push any supplement. I don't get paid from CVS doesn't pay me for anything. I have no interest in pushing anything to you all, but I will say that I've looked at a couple of studies regarding magnesium glycinate, and they look pretty good. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. They look so. Catherine's onto something. I looked at studies and they look pretty good. It wasn't on a Reddit thread. It was like actual studies. I'm like, I do. There's some definite benefits to mag. And once again, I'm not recommending that y'all take anything or whatever, but there are some definite benefits to magnesium glycinate for mood, for sleep. That's what the studies say. I'm not making it up. Lonnie, yes, correct. And thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And yes, 4 p.m. No, 4 p.m. West Coast tomorrow, and 6 o'clock East Coast. Tennessee is like in the central time zone, so Tennessee's kind of weird because it looks like it's East Coast, but it's not. And I'm ADHD going through. Oh, Katie, this is a great question. I'll get to it in just a second. Bad seasonal depression. I have a super hard time sleeping. I feel super drained. Can't even clean my house. Yeah. And look, Sadie, to be honest with you all, I can't clean my house either. You know, I can't. I have to rely on the housekeeper. You know, and growing up with African parents, like it was, we just don't get housekeepers. We take pride in cleaning the house ourselves. And the way I grew up, like, and I'm not ashamed to admit, the way I grew up, it was like, when I grow up, I'm gonna have a wife, and like, not that she's gonna like cook and clean for me, but like in my head, I was like, I hope my wife like really helps with like the cleaning, because like I suck at that. Like I'll do the dishes, and like she can like clean. But then the older I've become, and especially through my ADHD, I'm realizing that cleaning the house is a full-time job. It's a full-time job. When I first got a housekeeper back in Virginia, that was during COVID, and I only got one Christmas gift for anybody that year because I couldn't even see my family. I got a big Christmas gift from my housekeeper because she saved my butt. Because the house I would come back from work, from seeing patients, and mind you, this is a job I loved. Like this, I wanted this job so bad. Like I love seeing the patients, but I would come home, I would have no energy. I'll take out my scrubs, and I'll just be like this, like I was gassed out. I was gassed out, And when my housekeeper went on vacation, guess what? I had to clean the house for myself. And I was like, Kojo, no, we're not gonna find somebody. Let's challenge ourselves to clean the house. And what I did was I went room by room. So like the place that I stayed in the house the most was the first place that I cleaned. And I really just took the mess to like another room. I'm like, all right, we're gonna leave it over there because I don't have the energy to clean that. I'm just gonna clean like this side of the living room, and I can sleep on the couch too. So I can just sleep here. This is my happy space until the energy to clean comes back again. But people don't talk about how difficult it is to clean your house. It's quite difficult. It's really difficult. How you deal with people? How you deal with being mad with people who don't believe in autism, ADHD? I've noticed it's more accepted in the North. I travel with work a lot. So, Katie, it depends on how close you are to this person, right? It'd be really easy if it was somebody who, like, let's say it's somebody you met on a first date, and they tell you they don't believe in autism, ADHD. That's easy. You can tell them to kick rocks and keep it moving. But if it's like somebody you're close with or you want to have a relationship with, it becomes really difficult to let them know anything. So it becomes really difficult to let them know anything. So in that case, if you can send them a video, send them one of my videos, it can be helpful. But please do not burn yourself out from trying to explain something to somebody who does not want to hear you out. Okay? It's going to be very difficult to do that. All right. Let me see. I wish I could let me see. What did I say? Your phone is dying. No, charge your phone if you can. But if not, the rest of the live stream will I don't delete any live stream. So keep that in mind. You and your husband, you struggle with that. What, clean the house? It can be difficult. Finally got your apartment clean. That's an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment. Blackfriar Pincher, thank you so much. I'm in Tennessee, East Coast time. Or now I'm getting more confused. You must be like East Tennessee. Okay, that makes sense. Humbling. Lonnie, what do you say up top? I missed that. I'm following some studies on this too for long COVID. And so God, I don't think I've ever spoken about long COVID in depth, but COVID, the impacts of COVID is much deeper than we thought. Much deeper than we thought. Magnesium helped me, but most meds don't have the ingredients like melatonin. So Lonnie, I'm not sure if you know this, but I hope you're still on to hear this. Melatonin is actually naturally occurring in our bodies, right? But a lot of times, sometimes the reason why we have a hard time sleeping is because I'm on my phone watching Titans highlights. I'm like, oh, I'm watching all this stuff on my phone, iPad, laptop. The blue light from these devices is suppressing our natural melatonin, making it harder for us to get into a rhythm of sleeping. So a lot of it is the devices that we have. Like this computer is giving me blue light. This is giving me blue light. I got an iPad. I got a work laptop. I got all these devices. It makes it hard to just get some good sleep, So we can actually get sleep, but like, and look, we're gonna have to sooner than later, but we're gonna have to learn how things are today. And this is not just lying, but it's everybody. We're gonna have to learn how to manage the internet and manage our internet time. Like at some point in the future, there's gonna be states that say this amount of hours online. After this amount of hours online, like it leads straight to depression and anxiety. And then we're gonna learn, okay, we have to manage our time. We have to do this, we have to do that. And as we learn these things, we can navigate things better. But it's gonna be really difficult in the beginning, like right now, because like we have access to too much. We don't know what's healthy for us. We don't know what's good for us, right? So as we learn more, we can do better. All right, let me get to the comments down here below. Let me see. I don't want to scare anyone, but I did read some synthetic melatonin affecting male and female hormones and how it can cause male infertility. Shelby, I'll have to look at this. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen this. Just for my personal, I'm just curious. I just want to look into this. Make your border yellow or red. Oh, are you talking about like here? I see your favorite color though. Oh, okay. Actually, no. Because I've been thinking about adjusting the borders. So now I feel like you're reading into, like, you're looking into my soul. Hey John, can you ask Christine? It's not a priority task. I know she has a line of play right now, but can you ask her if we can like the late night show, if we can get some different colors for the borders? Just some different colors. I think we have red already, or just a couple of different colors, just so I can see. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. Let me see. We can't be Lonnie, depending on what, please. And I've dealt with autism burnout so much recently, and that affects my job and his own. So, and look, and Ashley, I have so many screenshots on my phone about different video ideas I want to make, but this is something that I would anticipate in the next 5 to 10 years. A lot of employers are going to be hip to this, and they'll know that they have to make accommodations for neurodivergent people, because the burnout that you get from being at the office, having a mask. And then I think you say you travel, right? So you're traveling, and our bodies are not designed to like be on the go all the time. And this is something that I've been working with my psychiatrist, where, she's like, Coach, you're here, you're there, you're here, you're there. And I explained to her, yeah, I cannot do all these things by myself, but I have a team. And she's always like, all right, take care of yourself, take care of yourself. And it's difficult to take care of yourself when the thing you have to do for a living is burning you out. So I would anticipate that in a couple of years, hopefully sooner than later, you see the work environment start to adjust. Riley, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Phones are a blessing and a curse, and it's tough because without this device right here, I don't, I'm not in Los Angeles. I'm not able to do stand-up comedy. I'm not able to make funny and entertaining and mental health videos for you online. Like, it started off with one phone. I started making mental health videos, and I was able to connect with this community. But at the same time, you're right, Lonnie, it can be a curse. We have to be very careful with the phones. And I don't know how much is too much. I don't know that yet. But we got to be very careful with the phones. Other side of Nashville, Eastern time zone. And Katie, Katie, please keep coming back to these live streams because I don't. What's the reason you don't live with your significant other? But I agree with Shelby on this. I hate all of that. And go back to my earlier point. Even though I was raised in an African household where it was like, oh, the wife will take care of cooking, cleaning when I get married. If I get married, should I get married? My wife is not doing no dishes. She's not folding no clothes because I can't do it myself. So I can't expect somebody to do it if I can't do it myself. We'll hire somebody because I didn't know how hard it was to wash your the dishes and fold your clothes every day. It's very difficult. So no, I can't. It's so hard. Katie, can you drop in the reason again? These comments, I miss them sometimes, but can you drop why you choose not to live with your significant other? Because if it's like a sensory thing or something like that, I want to see if there's some type of thing that we can talk about that will help out a lot of people. I just hate those things, and my closet is a mess. And look, Shelby. All right. So for all the women who cook and clean up, look, that stuff is so hard. And I don't know what I was thinking when I was younger. I'm like, oh, it's an easy task. It's not an easy task. So if you do one of those things, give yourself a big pat on the back. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Katie says I can't. So Katie, I also feel this way sometimes where I want my space. But and look, anytime people go against the grain, I get so fascinated with it. Like, you don't live with your significant other. Like, why? Because that's something must have happened for you to do this. And if this is your boundary, I think that's cool. Dopamine hit. Oh, I try and get to as many comments as possible, but this live stream is super fun. And even if we don't get the big numbers, like, it's all about the community and the engagement. Like, I thrive off of the comments, so like Lonnie dropping comment after comment. I like the comments. Drop them in. I want to see Lonnie on here. I want to see Katie on here. I want to see Deanna on here, Brett on here, Leilani, Kendra. And especially in a time right now where loneliness is through the roof, it's really cool when you can like make a connection with somebody. Like if I can think, oh, I know Deanna. If she comes out tomorrow, oh, I know Deanna. Oh yeah, she was on the live stream yesterday. I know Lonnie. I know Carly. I know Katie. And this is just the world that we're headed into, like online relationships. And I know with the parasocial thing, like you still have to put boundaries up. And at the end, they were all people. I'm just a person. Like, if I get hit by a bullet, I'm gone. If we're all just people. But this community is super cool. I hope neurodivergent folks will develop virtual language skill because we cannot demand like children accommodations. I gotta give you a love of the show for this. This is why it's much hard. This is my opinion. It's much harder for adults who are neurodivergent to just do, because there's not a lot of grace given to you when you're an adult. They're like, oh, you should figure that out. You're grown. You're 25. You should be able to get that done. Whereas with a kid, they'll sit you down. You got 504 plans. You have all these accommodations. But why don't we have accommodations for adults in the workplace, who have specific needs? I think about that from time to time. Right. Accommodations are needed. And I feel like they're on the way, especially with everything that we're talking about. I feel like we're on the way. And real good question right here. And so, all right, I've never done a live stream this long, and it's cool, but I do think Lonnie is right. When we do long live streams, we have to do the breaks. So Lonnie, you're right. I will figure that out, and tomorrow we will start doing the breaks, or at least I'll try. I'll give it my best. And yes, the Discord chat. Let's drop the link in there, and I will have I'll have somebody on my team get into the Discords and look into that. All right, so Lonnie, I have I got like 15 more minutes, so I'll be on live for like 10 more minutes. But starting tomorrow, we will do breaks because that's how people do it. I just didn't know how to do it. I never knew how to do it, but we will start doing these breaks tomorrow. or at least give it a shot. Give it a shot. And the book is posted, but if we can post the book again here, that would be super cool. And let me yeah, the end that we need accommodations, because it's going to be very difficult to feel good about yourself. And what will happen, people will start to quit their jobs, people will start to ask for more work from home. Something is going to happen to where employers are going to be like, all right, if we don't step our game up, like we're going to start losing people, because people, for whatever reason, like especially if you're neurodivergent, you might hate going into the office. I like being around people because, for me specifically, because like I've been kind of like detached away from society coming to California, and like, California is not like real sometimes, so it's cool to be around people, but it can be draining for a lot of people. So much respect to that. Let me answer this question real quick. So CPTSD and autism and ADHD. So CPTSD is this thing where like you have trauma, it hits you over and over and over and over, and then you have this state where it's like you've been traumatized for so long, and it manifests in different ways, and it can look like ADHD and autism. But just a neurodivergent experience growing up, it lends itself to CPTSD, in my opinion, because that's what it is like growing up, not knowing that you have ADHD or autism. Like the experience is very traumatic. And even as an adult, going to the workplace, not getting these accommodations, it's kind of like an extension of what happened to you as a kid. And now like it's happening again. Let me see. Yeah. Carly, you're right. There's still relationships. They just follow a different set of rules and etiquette. I completely agree. COVID, loneliness, and sales of sex toys. Or I missed this part. Lonnie, can you elaborate on this? COVID, loneliness, and sales of sex toys. Is that something that was like more prevalent during COVID, loneliness? I don't know much about this, but like this comment is intriguing. I'm like, are the toys going, like, are they flying off the shelves? I just not caught that. I was diagnosed with ADHD at 35. I always knew I had something. The diagnosis changed my life and helped me achieve academically. I love seeing these comments because this is like, it just makes me feel good for all the work that we put in online. Oh, Art. Okay, Art. Psychiatrist for the first time in 10 years. What are some questions that you should ask? Psychiatrist or physiatrist. Can you clarify? To step out or space when a panic attack hits is not being a child, is making things work. Yeah. And look, tell your bosses. Well, let me backtrack. Let me backtrack, because I don't want y'all getting fired for telling your bosses off. But depending on the relationship you have with your bosses, not everybody gets it. That's a frustrating thing. But if possible, explain to your bosses, hey, like the way my anxiety hits, boom, boom, I may have to step out sometimes. Some bosses can be assholes and they might not give you that space. But if you're able to speak up for yourself, you will be proud of yourself later on. But I can't just say, oh, tell your bosses to get it, because some bosses don't get it, and I don't want anybody losing their jobs. So if you're able to have a conversation where you can pull your boss aside and let them know like your mental health situation, I would hope that people would understand it in 2023. Am I wrong for hoping to be married so 2 incomes can cover the cost of hire a housekeeper, and so we can just enjoy being near spicy together without being bothered with laundry and dishes? No. So, Catherine, there's nothing wrong with you for thinking this way. And people have to understand that there's certain biological needs that we all have, right? So I just believe, in my opinion, like for a woman, like, guys, we protect, provide. Women are on the softer side, but like gender roles, like do it however you want. But for a woman, and for anybody, if you don't have like your basic needs met, you can't think straight, right? So I get it why when women are dating, they look for a guy who can like take care of things. Like you want to make sure that his pockets are in a place where he can provide for like everybody. That makes sense. Like that makes sense. It makes sense. That's a biological need. It's not a women are gold diggers. No, there are gold diggers out there. I live in LA. Trust me, I see them. But that's a biological need. So you should not feel bad for that. And if you're neurodivergent, in my opinion, life is going to be more expensive for you. Parking tickets, late fees, it's just going to be more expensive for you. So there's nothing wrong with wishing this. Nothing wrong at all. Nothing wrong at all. Let me see what Lonnie, thank you for the super sticker. But what does the super sticker say? I wish the super sticker would just say like what it said, so I can see what does super sticker say? All the reasons, all these things you are saying are valid. Ask for a reason. What? So, why my dogs sound like that? It costs them money and saves them to hire. You think it saves the companies money if they hire disabled people? I have a theory that if you just let people work from home, you can employ a lot of people who are disabled. I will say that. I'm not sure if you're saying the same thing, but I believe that. And hey, I'm so proud of you for getting that ADHD diagnosis. That's super dope. And so Pepper Fam, they will not let me recommend medications. You know, it's against the rules. I'm not supposed to do it. And I gotta be careful because I know I have a large platform. I don't want somebody being like, "Oh, Kojo said that the best medication is Wellbutrin or whatever." But if you don't like heart palpitations in the crash, then you're probably talking about the stimulants. But the good news is when you go to your doctor, there's more than just the stimulants. You got beta blockers. You have like off-label meds like Wellbutrin. You have non-stimulant options that are different from the stimulants like Strattera. So there's so much. So the good news is that I can tell you that there's a lot of options, but I can't tell you one specifically because that wouldn't be right of me. The sale of sex toys went up by. Oh. All right. So if I stay up too late tonight, it's going to be y'all's fault because I'm going to be researching all these comments that I've screenshotted. Wow. Wow. And look, if you use a sex toy, there's nothing wrong with that. There should be no shame about that. I did post number 3. Number 3 was chronic fatigue. And for sure, I missed what Shelby's earlier thing was. Lonnie says 3 months in mental hospital to learn I had needed mood stabilizers like Haldol or lithium. You're talking about the PTSD? All right, so Lonnie, here's the thing with mood stabilizers like Haldol, lithium. Right. So a lot of times, I don't know what the context was with you saying this, but when people go to like a psychiatric hospital, if let's say they have ADHD/autism or they're neurodivergent, a lot of times what's treated is like the thing that brought you in, like the mania or whatever. So like that's why the psychiatrists and everybody at the psych hospital, they're more focused on let's get these mood stabilizers in, let's get the Haldol, Risperdal, Zyprexa, boom, boom, boom. And then the ADHD and autism is not as priority. I hope I'm answering your question. How you run a Discord? Can somebody drop the Discord link in? Because I think that'd be very helpful if we can get that in. I know Austin had done it once, but if we can get that in one more time. Misty Sky says, I've been trying to dig myself out of depression and have ADHD. I've been working hard on getting my house cleaned up. Finally got the habit of keeping the kitchen clean and following laundry through the whole cycle. Yeah. Not leaving clothes in the dryer. Now I've got to focus on another room until I make it habit. And look, Missy, that's amazing. You deserve to love this show. That's really hard to do. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that, but cleaning is hard. Maybe because I have ADHD, but this stuff is hard. Accommodations. Well, so Rick, how about we do this? Everybody, let's say before I end this live stream, if you're neurodivergent or whatever you have, what accommodations would you like at work? When I said accommodations, I was talking about allowing people to work from home half of the time. Allowing people to, maybe if there's like a quiet room at the office where if you're overstimulated, you can go to, telling your boss that, hey, I can't come in. Like I'm calling in sick. I'm having a panic attack. If your boss doesn't know about mental health, they'll be like, oh, panic attack, they're lazy. And the whole time you're home feeling like you're about to die. Right. So that's what I was talking about. But everybody, while I click Katie's comment, drop the accommodations that you would like. if you're, if you had a boss who would allow it, what accommodations would you like? I'm a people pleaser. I'm a nurse. I don't want to do that with him. I don't want to make decisions for him every day. I've been making important decisions for 8 hours a day. Whoa, I'll rip his head off if he tells me, if he doesn't know what he wants for supper. I can handle it for 48 hours. Katie, this is amazing self-awareness. And it's much better to do this than to go back and forth with your partner. If you know you need some space from your partner, I think that's super smart. But society will tell you, oh, you're a bad person because you don't like your man being. We need to forget about trying to fit in with what society wants us to do is part of the reason why a lot of us are so burnt out. So I support you. Like, yeah, get to know yourself. And this could be more difficult than we think because, like, we got to unmask. We have to figure out who we are. But, Lonnie, I will say this about self-awareness. Self-awareness of your mental health conditions without knowing how to fix it is awful. It's dreadful. That's where a lot of people's frustration is coming from. Like, you're self-aware and you know that this is going on, but you don't know how to fix it. And that's where the education that we do online is very, very important. Misty, I'm happy I caught your comment. And one thing that I have to do, I got to get organized. I need Austin and Leilani and Kendra to just help out and moderate the chat, because sometimes the comments fly in, and I'm still learning how things work on that side. But I do my best to try and get to as many people as possible. Having this is very helpful. Education is everything. Standing desk, rolling chair, work from home, record of daily task list, all accommodations. Ooh. I like all of those things. Standing desk, rolling chair, work from home. This is the best list of accommodations I've seen. Nothing in there I disagree with. That's amazing. I would love that. I would ask the doctor for something gentle like respiratory. Oh, yeah. Communication with your doctor is helpful. Less is best. Still tell them that. I have VLD. I wish my boss would stop giving me bagels. I didn't even think about this. Really good right here. Let me see. Oh, I think there's a spam. Being allowed to close my office door, right? People think I close my office door because when I, like, if I gotta lock in, I gotta lock in. I hyper focus on our finances, and my neurotypical husband says a superpower. I think it's a superpower. I would love to have my partner hyper focus on the finances, and however people do their relationship is however they do it. But having most marriages and partnerships is like one person who's hyper focused on the finances, and another person who's like, I just want to live life. I'd be wanting to live life. How does dog ownership or pet help with ADHD? Dog, it helps out a lot. It keeps you accountable. It gets you out of bed. Friendship, companionship, genuine love, very helpful. Looks like Lonnie agrees with what Missy has said. Yeah. Twitch can merge communities. I would love to learn how that can be done. I'm too scared to date as a man with autism and no. Yo, Red Lego. I know what you're talking about, because dating is an expensive task, straight up. Thank you for bringing this up. Genetic testing can be very helpful for people. If you have, like Shelby, the ability to do that. Yeah, they don't want me recommending certain medications. And let me see. There's a tax benefit to hiring. Oh, Savage, I did not know that. That's good. Why didn't I know that? That's good. Why are diagnoses so expensive? Matthew, I do not know. And this right here is why I have an entertainment company and I focus on social media, because I could really run the #1 mental health practice in this country with the following that I have, but the system is broken. The system is broken. If a man is providing for his wife to homemake, then she is working and he's paying for her work. If she were a housekeeper or nanny, she get paid, so it's okay if you wouldn't be housewife leads. So Shelby, this take has become controversial. Like I see your post, and like I agree. But this take has become controversial for a lot of people. But however y'all want to do it, I just want y'all to be happy. I know that like for me, I got there's certain my relationship would probably be like you and Shelby, you and your husband's like that makes sense to me. Um, ADHD taxes is very real. Damn, gotta put it all out there. Five times. Oh, Lonnie, thank you because I be losing track of time. Losing track of time. Let me read a couple of comments, and then let me see. My man is black. He deals with so many problems. I hate especially. So Lonnie, I'm happy that you mentioned this. It does make me feel good because yeah, I mean, racism is still a thing. But I mean, like, I'm a shake and bake regardless. Like, I'm still gonna do my thing. But yeah, sometimes you do get hate, and it is what it is. Like, I've learned to, I've trained myself to not feed into that. And sometimes people will like DM you all kinds of stuff, whatever. They're going through something as well. So it is what it is. And Megan, yeah, everything about mental health is so freaking expensive, right? And that's why I enjoy the fact that I get to do this. I love this live stream. Like I'll like everything that I do right now is stuff that I could do for free, and I'm grateful for that. I do stand-up comedy. I don't make any money off of that. If I see a patient, like, yeah, you make money off of that, but I could do that for free. I could be on this live stream for free too. For those on YouTube dropping the super chats, I do appreciate it, and it helps the team expand. But even without that, I will come on here if there's $0. So y'all just know that I'm a man of the people, and it's kind of difficult to it's difficult to explain mental health to anybody in general, but to a group of people, it's a bit more difficult. So I've found a way to kind of do that, not kind of to do it. And it took me many years and talking to a lot of psychiatrists to like, in school to try and figure it out. So being able to put this information out for you all, I'll do that for free over and over. If anything, my challenge is like, how do I make it funny? How do I make it engaging? That's what keeps it like exciting for me because I still have ADHD. So things have to be exciting for me. So when you lose a spark for something, those of y'all who have ADHD, you know how scary that is. You lose a spark for something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I no longer have this spark for this. I don't think I'll ever go back to this thing. Right. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm learning. Trust me, I'm learning. How did a 50s housewives with ADHD get? Listen, I don't know, but this is funny. Uh, oh, LabCorp. Oh my gosh, LabCorp. All that testing. Make you fake. I took advantage of the nursing shortage. That is worse than where I work from home about 25 years. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, and look, Katie, whenever you do stuff like this, you have to congratulate yourself. You gotta congratulate yourself because ain't all this stuff takes effort. You've been a nurse for 25 years. You're incredibly self-aware. I like that, and you've done something about it. Don't just be self-aware and not like, you know, and you're afraid to do the thing that you want to do that you have to do for yourself, but you feel like, I shouldn't do it because people are going to be upset that my partner lives here and I live there. Are you allowed to open a practice pro bono? All right, so I was gonna and actually, Liz, what are we gonna talk about tomorrow? Anybody have any like? Can we do a poll in the Discord or something like that? Like, does somebody know how Discord works? Like, I don't know how. Like, I'm not that good with Discord. I'm gonna learn. Well, we can do a poll. We can get 4 topics right now, and we can pick the topic for tomorrow. Why not make it interactive? Let me make a comment about this. So here's the thing, Megan. I don't want to run a practice at all. Like, I know that I don't like it. If somebody ran a pro bono, or let's say I put up the money and all that stuff, and then somebody runs like a practice for me, where all I have to do is like see a patient, I would do that. But I don't want to do billing. I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like billing. I don't like going back and forth with insurance. Like, I don't like any of that. I don't. I don't like any of that. I actually hate it. But if there was like a practice setup and all I had to do was talk to the patient and get the signs and symptoms and diagnose, that's what I love doing. But I hate the business of healthcare. I hate it. It makes me want to rip my hair out. But talking to the patients and diagnosing them and all that stuff, that's the part that I love. Because it's like this. It's like we're talking. We're just talking. Like, we're just, two Mickey Fickies just talking. But yeah. I mean, moving forward in 2024, and I would love to, if somebody did something like this, provided I had the time, I would do it. I would do it. Topic idea: ADHD, and so you can do a poll on entrepreneur on Discord. All right. So I'll click 4 topics that I like, and then actually let's vote on it. So the first one is and Woolsem can Discord. Austin, do you know how to add her to Discord? I don't know how to do that. The Discord, Lion, did you get it? It should have been linked a little bit earlier. And Allison, you're right. We can get a whole lot of live streams out of this. Like this, right? This could be like, we could talk about this for a month. There's so much we could talk about. So the first topic, someone said ADHD and entrepreneurship. I have a lot to say about that. So topic number 1, Austin, can you note that down? That's topic number 1. And when people do more ideas, then we'll get the other 3. Brett, take care, my guy. Oh yeah, it is 11:30 out there on the East Coast. Take care. Have a good night. We'll be off in 5 minutes once we can identify the other 3 topics. Well, 50s housewives, 8 mothers, little helpers. I can't eat Hendrix. Shelby's actually right. She's right. Yeah. Who? My wife? I don't got no wife. Lonnie, I don't have a wife, but I know I think that's one of the most Google things about me. But I don't think I have a wife. But my wife is not going to be upset at me. I have about 300 pounds divided by 3 dogs worth of unconditional love, and 1 is basically still puppy. That's why dogs are amazing. And going back to the so remember how I talked about systems? We all have to have a system for us about something that works, right? So if I was married, could I be here on a live stream for 2 hours streaming? Probably not. And that would be okay because, like, your partner is a priority, and speaking of ADHD and entrepreneurship, that's the issue I've had where I get so focused on what I'm doing, and it'll hurt me in relationships. But if I had a wife, I'd have been gone. I'd have been gone a while back. I've been gone a while back. Let me see. All right, so the topics. All right. Topic number 2. Being vulnerable enough to advocate for yourself so the next generation isn't so lost in this. All right. Second one. And then can you mod pin it on YouTube chat? I should be able to, but I don't know. ADHD parenting. And ADHD. Ooh. This is going right here. This is the third one. And then let me pick one for the 4th one. I'm still 50-50 on marriage. Maybe I'll be married one day. And I'm actually not even dating right now. Dating is kind of taxing, but maybe, whenever I decide to date, then, we can, I'll decide what I want to get back in the dating ball game. I like the ADHD parenting one. All right. So that's the third one right there. The ADHD parenting one. And I can't see another one. Unless your partner. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that could be a thing. Nutrition and ADHD. All right. So that could be the 4th one. And let me see what Red Lego's saying. I was hoping for Discord link to be pinned in the YouTube chat. Links can't be set direct. Really? So where's Line says trauma abuse. If we can get 5 topics, let's throw trauma abuse in there. But wait, so Lonnie and Allison and Kimberly and Megan. Oh, another good topic right here. So if you can pick some of these, at least like the 5, 6 I mentioned, and let's do a poll. But and clearly you see I'm all over the place, but this is just life with ADHD. We'll make it work. This is a great one right here too. You have 4 in this. All right, okay, all right. Let's go to 4 that we have, and then we'll go from there. But the people on YouTube, I don't know if they can get the Discord link in the YouTube chat. Lonnie, are y'all seeing the I mean, I don't know how to add to my YouTube. I don't even know. Blue Wrench Mods. I don't know what that is. Oh my gosh. Like even my personal Facebook, like my Facebook, like pre Dr. Kojo brand, like my personal one. I went on there the other day and my head was spinning. I had like all these like friend requests and like I was like, oh my gosh, like I've neglected like these people. How does this work? Somebody posted in the YouTube chat. Someone just pasted the Discord link. All right, I'll tell you what. I have an answer for this. I got an answer for this. So on YouTube, I'm just gonna post a photo, and I'll talk about the Discord, and I'm gonna drop the link in that photo. So if you go to the community tab on YouTube, then we'll put the Discord link in there, and then we'll go from there. So that should work. That should work. And not just for Lion, but everybody, keep in mind, if you want to do the super sticker or whatever they call it, keep in mind you can do super sticker, but you don't have to do super stickers. Like I'll be on here, like what I want the most. And don't get me wrong, super stickers are cool. Nobody ever says no to super stickers and money, but what I want is y'all's engagement. Put in the description of the video. So wait, so it's gonna be. Let me show y'all. It's kind of ghetto, but until I get the help of my team. All right, so right, community. All right, so if you look on YouTube right here, see the community tab right there. Yeah, community. So I posted a picture to my new followers. I'll put it in there and I'll drop the link in, and then that'll be the best way to get to Discord. Blue Wrench mods are people who you choose who and trust to help you with your life. They can post links and keep chat. Gotcha. Blue Wrench icon. I'm learning a lot. Blue. Oh, it's another one right here. ADHD toxic relationship. Ooh, it's another good one. How to turn. Ooh, this is another good one right here. Austin, can you just write this down? And what was the joke? I didn't see the joke. You have my nerve. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I think it's interesting you have people helping you now, but don't think you could handle your own. Brett, actually, you're right. The more I'm thinking about it, there's a way that it can be done. But everybody that we have is on the social media side of things. But if there was a way that it could be done where all I gotta do is just see the person, then that'd be super dope. I really do. This is a great one right here too. And Brett, that's a good point. You got me thinking. You got me thinking. Oh, I really like this. This is probably my favorite so far, but we'll let everybody we'll let everybody vote. Let everybody vote by Facebook. Yeah. Looking at my soul again. Looking at my soul again. And tomorrow 4 p.m. But I'll put on YouTube. I'll put on YouTube. Line, don't worry. I'll put on YouTube. Don't worry. Let me read this real quick, and then we'll get off. Hi, from Colorado. I'm a dental hygienist, and I had a patient that shared he was diagnosed with autism ADHD as an adult. How does one get diagnosed as an adult? Okay, all right. So last question, but this is a very pertinent one. So the best way to get diagnosed is to probably do a Google search, look for a psychologist, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, a psychiatric physician assistant, or psychiatrist who specializes in autism or ADHD. But you're looking for a psychiatric evaluation. if you're going through psychiatry and looking for a psychological evaluation, if you're going through like the psychologist, right? And that's how you would get tested. And they ask you questions, may do a couple of questionnaires, and then once you get the diagnosis, then the treatment comes after that. But a lot of people are being diagnosed as adults now, and for the reasons why we post these videos, these signs are missed as kids. That's a very good question. Really good question. Really good question. All right. So, all right, for those of y'all who are on Red Lego, a week because it's like me because that's my thing where I forget. So no, I'm gonna post that right now. I get this live stream. I'm gonna post it right now before I move on to the next thing. All right. So I'm gonna do that right now. So tomorrow we'll live streaming at 4 p.m. California time, 7 o'clock East Coast time, Central time is 6 o'clock, and I'll go ahead and post that on the YouTube page, and I'll also drop it on Facebook as well. I'll do that right now, right now, right now. All right, take care. I love y'all. Hope to see y'all tomorrow. And if not, keep in mind that you can always watch the live stream after the fact. So if you can't make it tomorrow, no worries. All right. Peace. Love y'all. Take care of yourselves.